probably doesn't know this, but if she lives, it's because of you. You saved this woman's life by being here and by being here as quickly as you were. So, thank you. Dad came back down to the house and gave us a few details he didn't really want to talk about it because he's like, it's no big deal, everybody's safe. The other daughter who had done this had already been picked up by police walking down the road. And he just didn't want to talk about it because it wasn't that big of a deal. And to me, I thought, okay, now we're seriously talking. Like, I want that to happen to me. There were a few more of those big moments where my dad was in the right place at the right time to do some phenomenal things. And by the way, that woman lived. And if she were here today, she'd say, I am only here because Mr. Wright held me together and saved my life. He came into a situation where there were a lot of unknowns and saved him. So I wanted that, right? The little moments were not terribly important, but the big moments were suddenly very important to me. I remember I was a senior in high school. My dad had passed away. I still hadn't had any big moments yet. And Saturday morning, my sister was home from college, and my mom had these puppies, these dogs that she'd been breeding, these little, like, poodles. And they'd had puppies overnight, and she was freaking out because a couple of them were not, like, behaving the way they normally would. So she's, like, yelling at me and my sister, please take the puppies to the vet. Like, can you get to the vet, like, right now? My sister's like, sure. So she's driving the car, and I'm riding, and I've got, I don't know why I remember this, but I have, like, a green towel on my lap with, like, this little mess of, like, slimy puppies. You know, they're, like, literally, like, a couple of hours old. And we're racing to the vet to make sure that the puppies are going to be okay. And we get, like, about a mile away from this clinic. And one of the puppies starts to choke in my lap and, like, turn a crazy color blue. Like, they really turn blue when they can't breathe. And I'm, like, nudging my sister, like, is this normal, this color? Because this is, you know, Smurf-like. It doesn't look terribly natural at all. She's like, oh my gosh. And she pulls over the side of the road. She takes the puppy from me, and she's like, I don't know what to do. I've never done this before. I'm kind of nervous. And she's like, I guess I'll just try. And she gave the puppy mouth to mouth. But the puppy was so small, she basically had, like, the whole puppy's head in her mouth. She pulled the puppy out, and the puppy started to, like, choke and to, like, get its color back, and, like, stuff was flying out of its mouth. And she handed it back to me, and the puppy turned pink, literally, like, back to its normal color. And I held it in my lap, and I'm like, that was nuts. And we drove the rest of the way, like 80 miles an hour to the clinic, and we walk in, and the vet was waiting for us because my mom had called and said, here they come, like, they've got the puppies, and they're not doing well. And my sister explains what happened on the side of the road. And he gets all quiet, and he says, how did you know to do that? He's like looking right, like my sister right in the eyes. He's like, how did you, I mean, I've never had a customer or a client ever do something like that. You saved that puppy's life. And I was like, no! The puppy was napping. It was fine. The puppy was totally, like, psychic about it. Like, that would have been fine. I didn't speak to my sister for weeks because I thought, man, that could have been, like, it's just a puppy. But that could have been, like, my cool moment. My sister still talks about that. Every Thanksgiving, she's like, yeah, remember when I saved that puppy? Yeah.
That could get annoying.
5 years ago, I was at a 4th of July barbecue, right? The neighbors across the street, big barbecue, water balloons, fireworks, all that kind of stuff. We're in the front yard. My neighbor had this little 3-year-old boy. And my oldest daughter, then 10 years old, was playing with him and some of the other little kids, really just trying to keep them out of the street and stuff. And we had said, you know, you keep an eye on the younger kids. And the neighbor, every year filled up this huge barrel, like 30-gallon barrel with water, and they would put water balloons, and you could fill, like, your super soaker out of it, right? And my daughter realized this little kid had sort of lost track of the rest of the group. Nick, the 3-year-old, was not to be seen. She got kind of panicky, and she looked around, and she looked around, and she looked at the barrel, and he was upside down in the barrel with just his little feet pointing out. And she didn't panic, and she didn't scream, she didn't call anyone. She walked over to the barrel, and she looked in, and he's drowning. And she pulls him out, and she gives him this little shake, and she sets him down and she taps him on the back. And he spits water out of his mouth and nose. And she says, are you okay? He's like, are you sure you're okay? She's like, all right, let's go play. So they go do their thing, and by now everyone is, the adults that hadn't been paying any attention are now like tuned into this, and his mom, who lived in the house, went in and got some towels, and the dad comes over, and my daughter's like, sort of walking us through the whole kind of thing, and this guy's a big guy, works for the government in D.C. He's a big, sort of a tough dude, and he shakes my hand, and he says, and he's got tears in his eyes, which you don't like normally see your neighbors, especially guys, right? Like crying. But he's got tears in his eyes, and he shakes my hand, and he says, I don't know what to say, except thank you, because your daughter just saved my son's life. And I was like, no! Really? Don't you think he was psyching you out? Don't you think he was Bob the Frapple? Like, that was... He's like, no, really. I think what just happened was a miracle. Like, your daughter saved him. And she doesn't even remember that. I mean, she didn't even... If she were here, she'd be like, oh, yeah, I did save that little dude, didn't I? Because it really didn't mean anything to her. I mean, she was glad to do it, but it didn't change her life. Now, fast forward to a couple years ago when I started traveling for all these books, right? I'm traveling around the country, and I'm meeting some very cool people like Mr. Hudnall here, and your principal, and I've been to schools all over the country. And I'm in St. Louis, and I meet this woman who comes up to me, and she says, last time I saw you, you were 6 months old. I was like, oh yeah, I remember you. 6 months old, living in St. Louis. My dad worked for the Army as a civilian. And she wanted to catch up. She had known that he passed away, and she remembered my mother, and she wanted to sort of talk a little bit about, like, how's your family been? And the most interesting thing happened is she started to talk, and she started to get a little bit emotional as she remembered working with my dad for the years in St. Louis. She said, Jason, she said, what I remember most about your dad is how every single time we walked into the building at the same time, like if we showed up at work together and we parked in the parking lot at the same time, he would look, and if he saw me, he would open the door for me every single time. She's like, that's